Word Life here with Riptidz and
Go fuck yourself, D2 gas dumbass life.
I ain't no dumbass. I'm pretty sure you and I are both smarter than these people in this freaking video. And today,
Most likely.
But today we are reacting to people doing stupid things, part 2 from Be Amazed. Oh, God, let's see what kind of laughs we'll get here. And without any further ado, let's get started.
Since the last installment of people doing stupid things, I've been studying the stupid people of the world, and boy, have I found a lot. From those with tongues stuck to icy poles, to those wearing face masks with holes, I've rounded up the biggest buffoons and hopeless goons who have so kindly blessed us with their sheer stupidity. So join me as we delve into the stupid verse in People Doing Stupid Things Part 2. Ah, and here we see a wild Karen found in Russia, seen communicating over a cellular device. As is often the case with this species, she is likely attempting to communicate with someone's manager, though this distraction causes her to hop back into her automobile, having left the gas nozzle in her tank.
Yep, just like we thought.
Left seemingly baffled at the concept of her inattentiveness having actual consequences, the Karen is left wondering how the gas nozzle dare be so rude as to break off like that. But this stray airhead is far from the only instance of this particular brand of dim-wittedness. Gas stations far and wide have seen their machines snapped and tugged over by folks who'd probably forget to breathe if it was possible. A bit like this fellow, who was snapped looking desperately around the inside of his car for his keys, which were, of course, in his door all along. Truly a modern genius.
That reminds me of the Karens I've seen at Feather Falls Casino that drove off with the gas pump still in their car.
Yeah, gas already expensive enough, and now you're breaking the gas pumps. And what about this dimwit? Oh, can't find my keys. They're on the door.
Exactly. And I just love how they did the fucking wild geographic fucking engine. Well, now we see a wild Karen in her natural habitat on the phone trying to talk to someone's manager.
That's a perfect intro for this video.
Back in 2020, at another gas station, employee Joseph Saman was approached by a Karen. While she dutifully wore her face mask, her comprehension of its purpose was questionable. Take a look here.
Hello. How you doing?
Pretty good.
2020 was a different time
Where'd you
period.
get that mask from?
Well, since we have to wear them and it makes it harder to breathe, it just makes it a lot easier to breathe.
Cutting it? Yeah, I'll do that too. Thanks for the advice.
Have a good day.
Appreciate you.
Safety first, right? Yep, this lady genuinely cut a hole into her mask so that she could breathe.
Okay, I know 2020 and 2021 were shitty years, but remember when stories like this kept popping up?
Yeah.
And all I could think about was like, you ain't helping anything. People are morons.
Yep.
Breathe better, and seemed to see no problem at all. To paraphrase the words of the great intellect Forrest Gump, stupid really is as stupid does. Deep in the streets of Sheffield, UK, one man spotted a bunch of airheads back in 2014. It seemed the family had managed to forage a free sofa, though attempting to squeeze it into their tiny Skoda was probably not the brightest idea they'd had all.
Man, that couch is not gonna fit. It's too large. That's what she said.
That couch is the same size as my fucking car.
Bro, they didn't think this one through. They're gonna need a person with a pickup truck for that.
Yeah.
Day.
Or a moving
Even
van.
with a collective
Yes.
6 eyes and 3 brains, they seemed unable to comprehend basic measurements of available space. 44-year-old Graham Longden, who captured this hilarious struggle, explained how they pushed and pivoted the sofa for an extended time, their determination spurred on by the sheer power of ignorance. He rushed downstairs to get a better view, though in that short amount of time they were nowhere in sight, seemingly having miraculously scurried homeward with their new sofa. Rest assured, these aren't the only maniacs loose on the roads. Check out this video captured in 2018.
Bro,
As
you're
the guy
missing a tire.
filming drove along in Newport Richey, Florida, he noticed something slightly askew.
What the fuck is he driving?
Without saying that you shouldn't drive with a missing tire. Or film while you're driving, for that matter. But as I'm sure most of us know, tires are an essential safety feature for cars. They provide a tactile material that aids the car's handling and braking. But if someone's dumb enough to actually fire up the engine knowing they have a missing tire, then you can probably assume safety is the least of their concerns.
Just why?
Dumbasses.
To successfully pull off a crime takes brains, but more often than not, those with brains choose not to commit crimes, which leaves mostly the brainless to recklessly commit crimes and not fully consider the consequences. In 2021, TikToker DJ Dave68 caught some interesting footage on his home's surveillance system. Of all the things to steal, some numbskull had their eyes on Dave's lovely flower-hanging baskets, though his grand heist didn't pan out as he anticipated. I see London, I see France, I see some knuckleheads' underpants. Yep, while he managed to successfully secure the prized flowers, the same unfortunately cannot be said for his pants. But even with his great speed, it wasn't long before the law caught up with him for this and 2 other crimes.
You're stealing your neighbor's plants. Why?
And he's sagging.
And he couldn't run for shit without his pants falling down.
Don't worry, pal.
Genius.
Your prison uniforms have elasticated waistbands. In July 2003, another chump was caught in Oklahoma attempting to shoplift clothing. Jacob Wise had a cleverly devised plan where he would remove the security tags and steal the clothes without sounding the alarms. Yet, as he made his way out of the store, the alarms still triggered. How could this be? Well, that would be because he hid the security tags in his pockets and forgot about them. Yep, the surname Wise sure has a heavy burden to carry when you're this wisdom deficient. Changing gears now, let me welcome you to...
Dumb ass.
Is it possible to lose brain cells from watching a video?
Heroes of wrestling.
No, besides that. It's like, bro, how you gonna... I have so many questions that I don't even want to get into after seeing that.
Restaurant a la Disaster. The no-star restaurant serving only the most disastrous meals possible. And coming up, I have the most disastrous of all the 3-course meals in all the land. For starters, allow me to tantalize your taste buds with a bowl of fried rice. Only this fried rice is fried in all senses of the word. The Michelin chef responsible for this mess seemed to seriously misunderstand how to use a rice cooker, inadvertently melting the whole thing as she sat it on a hot stove to cook. If rice and melted plastic doesn't whet your appetite, you can always just nibble on the coasters, as one guest staying in an Airbnb did when they mistook them for biscuits. For our main course, it's an Italian classic, plasticoni pizza. Fresh mozzarella on a stone-backed base infused with the plastic chopping board that it was thrown into the oven with. A red-hot disaster. We also have beers available to wash down your terrible meal with. Most of our diners' chopping board.
Why does that chopping board look like melted cheese?
Oh, it looks like something else than cheese.
Well, your mind's, well, yeah, but I wasn't going to say that.
That it was thrown into the oven with. A red-hot disaster. We also have beers available to wash down your terrible meal with. Most of our diners at the Restaurant à la Disaster like to swill it around to really get the full experience.
The fuck?
Oh, fuck, that's a waste of a beer.
Yes.
Refreshing, right? I hope you have the room for something sweet, as dessert is coming up. Our head chef expertly uses a state-of-the-art iron to disastrously melt a whole bag of marshmallows. The melted sugar and plastic intertwine, resulting in a truly abysmal attempt at dessert.
Where the fuck did they get this cooked from?
I may not be an expert at cooking. I never claim to be, but I don't think that's how you're supposed to roast marshmallows.
Especially in a bag with a fucking iron.
Exactly.
That was shared in shame on Twitter. In the mood for the worst 3-course meal of your life? Come on down to Restaurant à la Disaster. You will be disappointed. Some of humanity's greatest discoveries were made by people who dared to think, dared to experiment, and be curious about the world. However, when you're, how should I say, not the sharpest tool in the box, it's probably best you stay away from the lab coats and test tubes. In 2016, budding genius Tom Agnew had his breakthrough idea. He hypothesized that if he filled his iron up with flavored water as opposed to plain water, it would result in his ironed clothes smelling fresh and fruity just like the flavored water. Sounds like a nice idea, right? Well, as he got to experimenting, it soon became clear that the sugars of the flavored water had burnt and caramelized from the heat of the iron, resulting in both his iron and t-shirt being ruined. I mean, what are the chances? In a Facebook post, Tom even went on to implore how irons should come with a warning to not fill them with flavored water, because Lord knows how many others have played victim to the cruel misunderstanding. Another numbskull making moves on the scientific landscape is Seth Dameron. Being the inquisitive mind that he is, Seth wanted to find out once and for all whether tongues really do stick to icy poles. Why?
Oh, God, no, don't tell me.
Science may never be able to answer.
I think we know where this is going. At least he didn't stick something else on the pole, if you know what I mean. Otherwise, he'd really be hurting there.
But nevertheless, Seth went ahead and did it. So let's see how Seth's scientific experiment panned out.
Yeah, it works, guys.
It works.
It works.
Now, how you going to get off?
Oh my God, Mom.
Shocking results, huh?
It was at
Seth's
that
tongue
moment he
became
knew he
firmly
screwed
stuck
up.
to the pole, and legend
It
has
was
it
at
that
this moment he knew he done fucked up.
Jokes aside, the reality is that the moisture of your tongue will almost immediately freeze when stuck to a pole, if said pole is below 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And because metal is such a good heat conductor, it essentially robs your tongue of its heat, meaning the tongue will quickly freeze to the surface. And while a simple Google search will tell you that, Seth regrettably found out the hard way. Technology is another thing that can be particularly challenging for those with fewer brain cells. In fact, in 2015, Trevor Thomas headed to Reddit to share how his brother had been complaining that his car's music dock wasn't working. Not only that, but it was also scratching his phone's screen. It sounds outrageous, right? Well, this so-called dock was actually a cassette player. You know, the way the ancient civilization used to listen to music. Yep, Trevor's brother had allegedly been shoving his iPhone into the cassette player and
This is where we're at now with this younger generation. I swear to God. They don't even know what a cassette player is. This is a prime example of that. Yeah.
expecting it to play his phone's music. There really is no hope for future generations, is there? Although, considering how hopeless my parents are with technology, it looks like there isn't much hope for older generations either. And while we're on the topic of technology, it seems this dummy wielding a pair of scissors didn't consider that they risked cutting through the wire when they cut through the plastic casing. Safe to assume they'll be needing another new charger. Though on this occasion, I'm willing to forgive them. That dastardly clamshell packaging can be a real nightmare to open. It's a whole breed of stupidity in and of itself. As for you, though, well, it's another story. I mean, look at you, sat there, deftly using a smartphone, TV, computer, or smart fridge to watch the brain-boosting content I provide. You must be quite a smart individual, and heck, while I'm at it, I bet you're incredibly charismatic and good-looking, too. And with a great wit and intelligence comes great responsibility. So why not drop me a like, subscribe, or even a comment down below? Y'all done? Great, now let's get back to this stupid verse. Like many living organisms, we humans instinctively feel the need to groom ourselves in order to appear more attractive to a potential mate. Though for our bird brain buddies, beauty regimes can more often than not end in complete disaster. In 2021, TikToker Abigail attempted to soak up the sun's rays and top up her healthy golden glow. The only issue was, she totally neglected to protect herself with sunscreen.
Huh? Oh god, it's a lobster!
Shockingly, Abigail ended up becoming a hot, sizzling shade of red with gorgeous white patches from...
Every time you see someone like that, don't you just feel like giving them a good old, bad, long, hard pat on the back?
Yes.
I know what it's like to be sunburned. That shit stings bad.
Or hit him with the towel.
Oh, God, that's worse.
Personally,
Come on, Bree,
maintain
jump
my
off.
ghostly shade of white by avoiding sunlight at all costs. In the pursuit of beauty, choice of garment is crucial too. However, a person's choice in clothing can sometimes be indicative of their intellect, and not in a good way. For example, this t-shirt clearly shows Asia, right? Wait a minute. Yep, yeah, some genius
That's
t-shirt
Africa.
designer actually mistook Africa for Asia. What's more, it's likely that some other dummy is out there wearing this unironically, completely unaware of the geographical error they are sporting. Sunglasses and other accessories can also be used as fashion statements, but it seems there's a time and a place for them, as Kim Kardashian found out. In 2018, she played poker at a charity tournament in Texas, though it appeared the only person Kim was double bluffing was herself, as she opted to wear reflective sunglasses to hide her poker face. Just to reiterate, reflective, meaning people can see exactly what cards she had been dealt.
Come on, Brady, you can jump off.
I don't even know what to... I don't even know what to make of that.
They watch too much freaking Family Guy.
Why the fuck? It's like, bruh, if you're gonna be lying in poker, yeah, don't be wearing reflective shades.
Yes.
There's more of that story.
The price we pay for fashion, eh? Another way in which we might attempt to enhance our beauty is with piercings. Piercings have been a common body modification for around 5,000 years. And in moderation, they can look great. Though, all things considered, it probably isn't a great idea to wear a tongue piercing when you have braces. Why? Well, I'll let TikToker Mia Carter do the talking, or at least try.
What?
It's stuck to my cage. I can't get out.
It's stuck to your what?
Oh!
Dad.
Oh, God. Alright, come.
Imagine how painful that could be.
Yeah, it's just as painful as getting your tongue sucked on a pole.
Yeah, I bet that hurt like a sumbitch.
Yes.
I can't get out.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't. My mouth is too tight. Look, stop laughing at me. Ow! Like, no.
That's it.
Mom, please help me.
Yup, in a nightmarish turn of events, Mia's piercing somehow got tangled in her braces, leaving her barely able to talk, as too much movement could have ripped the whole thing out. I don't think I've ever seen a more literal representation of the term tongue-tied. Similar to piercings, tattoos have been around since ancient times, though as we see time and again, they don't always come out great. Yikes. Which is exactly why it pays to shop around for a great tattoo artist. That said, before you start checking out their portfolio, you might want to check out their IQ. Allegedly, this poor chap went to the parlor and showed the artist a cool dragon design on his phone, though it seems he didn't realize that he needed to clarify that he wanted just the dragon and not the whole phone tattooed on him. As unfortunate as this may be, it seems like an unlikely story, and closer inspection makes this seem more like a terrible Photoshop job than anything else. For one thing, the tattoo appears to be too flat when you take into account how arms generally tend to, curve. So the question is, who's the real dum-dum here?
Okay, clearly that's Photoshop, but imagine if you asked for a tattoo show since you get tattoos, right? Imagine if you showed the tattoo artist a picture on your phone, be like, I want this done, and they literally just tattooed that along with your phone on your freaking arm. What would you think? You'd be pissed off and be like, really? You're dumb as fuck.
Yes.
The person responsible for the image, or their subpar Photoshop skills, or anyone online who believed this pic was real. But if you want to see a real-life tattoo fail, then check out this guy's Chinese characters tat. Our dumb buds often get foreign language tattoos and neglect to double-check their actual meaning, which is especially apparent with languages using different alphabets. Now, I'm not exactly sure what the guy originally wanted tattooed, but when translated into simplified Chinese, his ink actually meant turkey sandwich. There's always a chance that he really loved turkey sandwiches, but I'm betting he was hoping for something a little...
Why the fuck do I see you going in there and just doing that? And then them saying it means turkey sandwich. You're like, God damn, I knew I forgot something on my list.
It's like, what? I like turkey sandwiches. Okay, enough of that.
A little more profound. The world of work is full of folks that leave you wondering, how did this schmuck ever get a job? Those with pea-sized brains eventually make themselves known in their places of work, as we can observe here with the person who painted this wheelchair access symbol.
The dumb. The dumb.
I don't see a problem with it, do you?
It's on stairs.
Exactly. If this was a try not to laugh challenge, we would all fail this, I swear to God.
While most of us are aware that stairs are the wheelchair's natural sworn enemy, it appears that obvious conclusion didn't dawn on the dummy responsible. A similar lack of working proficiency can be seen here. Either the dingus behind this is blind or just has their head on upside down. Either way, they managed to post a full billboard upside down. But then again, perhaps this was an intentional marketing ploy to stop people in their tracks and notice the billboard, which would also lead countless people to seeing it in this video. Many others have done the same intentionally to stir up interest, but I can't help feeling it's a dumb tactic in itself. After all, anyone quickly passing by will probably only remember the fact that the billboard was upside down rather than the actual contents of the billboard's advertisement. The designer responsible for this hair salon's window sticker, meanwhile, didn't seem to comprehend how the implications of their design might scare customers away. Nothing like a .45 caliber blow dry to the back of the head. It appears that Starbucks employ a large concentration of dummies too, which is especially apparent when it comes to spelling people's names. We've all had our fair share of hilarious misspellings, but when a guy called Mark told the barista that it's Mark with a C, they seemed to misunderstand and put the C at the beginning of his name. Trust me.
Clark! Is there someone named Clark here? Clark!
Yeah, imagine if you're at Starbucks waiting for your drink to be made and all of a sudden you just hear the barista or a person yell out, "Cork! Cork!" You'd probably just be on the floor laughing. More likely.
Yes. More than likely, yes.
I get it, Kark. Be Amazed is a problematic name in Starbucks, too. Surprisingly, the knuckleheads of the world often try their hand at DIY. And what could go wrong? Well, it just so happens a lot, which is why I've created my own newscast to keep up with all the dumb DIY mishaps of stupid people all around the world. I think it's about to start.
Oh no.
Hello, this is Be Amazed, and I'm here with your 10 o'clock DIY news report, the news feed dedicated to people of Idiotsville who definitely shouldn't have done it themselves. In tonight's headlines, an area woman has reportedly attempted some DIY on her old wardrobe, but has ended up painting stripes on all of her clothes. Scientists have confirmed that stripes are, in fact, so last season. The fashion police have remanded the woman in custody until a full investigation can be completed. Updates soon to follow. In other news, groundbreaking studies have found that Gen Zers are increasingly shoving hammers in their mouths for dramatic effect. This bizarre epidemic comes after a 14-year-old girl from Louisiana, Kaylee, went viral for getting a hammer stuck in her mouth. The girl, who is now able to talk since removing the tool from her mouth, claims she was discussing with her friend how the Korean pop band BTS are so beautiful she could shove a hammer in her mouth. Not quite the proof of concept I'd go for, but I'll allow it. It took around 10 minutes to dislodge the tool, leading evolutionary biologists to conclude that Gen Z may be the leading cause of human extinction. On to bathroom news now, and have you been thinking about calling in a professional to fix your soap dispenser? Well, it turns out it's probably not broken after all. For years now, residents of Idiotsville have been confused as to why their soap dispensers don't work. Well, new research shows that filling them with bars of soap is actually 100% ineffective. For better results, scientists recommend liquid soap. The study similarly found that when refilling salt and pepper dispensers, it's advisable to use loose product instead of sealed packets. The reports come after last year's discovery that you can actually replace a clock's batteries, as opposed to the old method of just taping a new one on top. Researchers are now looking into whether there's anything else we've been doing wrong here in Idiotsville. Now for the weather, and it's looking like yet another rainy day here in Idiotsville. We're back checking in with local resident who has been trying to wash his car for the past 3 days during our monsoon season. Will there be an end to this pointless, wasteful, yet oddly endearing car wash? Well, tune in tomorrow where Gail will be reporting live at the scene. And finally, this week we asked our viewers to send in DIY projects they've been having difficulty with. One family can no longer poop in private as they fitted their door without considering actually being able to shut it. It's reported their house does not smell great. Elsewhere, a man has developed a chronic hunchback, as, due to shoddy measurements, he now needs to crouch every time he wants to go upstairs. Another DIYer successfully managed to install their satellite dish, though it seems unlikely that they'll be getting their ladder back. And lastly, it's unclear whether this was done by a DIYer or, more concerningly, by a professional, though what is clear is that the person didn't understand that they were meant to specify what date they had installed the alarm, not that it had been installed on the ceiling. DIY-O-Y. And that's all for now. I've been Be Amazed, and this has been your 10 o'clock DIY Dum Dum News Update. Stay stupid out there. And that brings us to our journey's end through...
Ceiling.
I was trying not to pause it that whole time, but the one that actually got me was dude trying to wash his car in the rainstorm. Not gonna lie. Like, why?
No, the one that got you was the one that made you walk away. And I said, Dustin, get your fat ass back here.
Yeah. Fuck me.
You can't run away from the dumb. The
Again,
dumb will always
okay, about
find you.
that. Again, why would anybody... Seriously, why would anyone put bars of soap in the public bathroom? In the soap dispenser. They recommended liquid soap. When I seen that, that's why I'm like, no.
No, I just like the fact he's like, oh, by the way, DIY news here. Lady tried to paint her closet and got stripes all on her clothes. And yes, scientists in fact said stripes were so last year.
God damn it. Oh my god, so much dumb in one freaking video. These people make me feel better about myself knowing I'm smarter than them. Anyway, which one do you think was the dumbest? I couldn't tell you.
They were all dumb, especially when it's like, it sounded like, wait a minute, something doesn't seem right here. Why can't I get our ladder?
Yeah. Yep.
God damn it! Or the fucker that literally did not fucking measure the damn thing. So every time he has to go upstairs, he has to hunch down.
No.
Or when he goes downstairs, he has to do the limbo.
God damn it. Yeah,
He must have fun. He has to do the limbo every day.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video.
Well, you could say he goes low every day.
You got the jokes, don't you? Well, that was our reaction to this one. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Just remember, guys, if you have a staircase like that, just remember, people are going to play, how low can you go? How low can you go?
God damn it. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.